Today I'm going to be showing you how I make my twice baked potatoes. Have you ever had the urge to have a baked potato, but you want it baked twice? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. It's exactly what it sounds like. All we're going to do is just scoop out the guts of the potato, put it back inside the potato, and then we're going to bake it again. But it tastes so much better when you do that. The skin of the potato is edible and it's crispy. It's just delicious. It almost kind of tastes like a little bit of like a potato chip when you really think about it. But either way, it doesn't take a lot of effort. We're just gonna throw these things in the oven and make things happen. But the ingredients that we use are what makes it so special. So come on and join me in the kitchen and let's get started. I can't stress it enough. Please wash your potatoes before we begin. I know you planned on doing it, but this is just a friendly reminder. I've seen some savages out there who literally take a potato straight from the store and throw it in the oven, and I know you're better than that. That's why we're telling you, that's why we're having this conversation. Anyway, once you finish washing off your potatoes and they're just nice and dry, go ahead and grab some olive oil because we're gonna be coating the outside of our potato with it. Make sure that the entire potato is covered with oil, as we will be seasoning the potatoes with salt and pepper. Salt is the flavor enhancer, and you gotta think like French fries when you're doing this. Like if you wanted to have that French fry salty taste, then season them to taste. Once you finish doing that, we're gonna go ahead and throw them in the oven at 350 degrees for about 50 minutes here. That's probably the only bad thing about this is it takes about 50 minutes for it to actually get soft enough on the inside, and we feel comfortable enough of leaving it out and be able to cut out all the guts. So 50 minutes, not that bad. We've got other things to do while we wait for the potatoes to finish. So we're gonna cut about 5 to 6 pieces of bacon. Make sure that they are just nice and crispy. I personally use an air fryer for my bacon. It gives it a nice crispy feel, and most of the grease just comes right off. You can finally dice these pieces of bacon and put them over to the side. I know that it's going to be extremely tempting to eat these pieces of bacon, but remember, out of sight, out of mind. The bacon belongs in the bowl and not in your stomach, at least not right now. But the best thing about bacon is it doesn't even need seasoning. It already tastes good. You can put pepper on there, but I'm probably gonna judge you for that. So no need to do that in this case. Just take it how it is, you know what I mean? Get a block of sharp cheddar cheese and grate it in the bowl with our bacon. You can buy pre-cut cheese, but when I say you're doing yourself a disservice when you don't buy blocks of cheese, I used to be that guy that used to get the pre-packaged cheese, and I found out that it had starch in it and it just doesn't melt as well as I really like to. But the flavor is better, it tastes more fresh, and trust me when I tell you this, I'm lactose intolerant, so I love my cheese. And you can see that with this. Don't be shy when you're putting the cheese in here. An honest amount of cheese in here is probably a cup among 5 potatoes or so. But you can never have enough cheese. Cheese is just great. I feel like cheese just kind of reminds me of my childhood. It's a little kiddie thing. Along with ketchup, right? Cheese and ketchup go hand in hand. So grate those in a bowl. Make it look nice and pretty when you do so. I'm going to drop about 3 to 4 tablespoons of butter along with a cup of ranch. I used homemade ranch. You can see that in one of my other recipes that I put up on the channel before. I might make a separate video, but you can just use regular bottled ranch. It just won't taste as fresh and as great as the one that's making it homemade. So do with that what you will. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and safely remove our potatoes from the oven. Let them sit until you can comfortably cut them in half. You want them to be hot, but you don't want them to be scorching hot. So don't be like me. I know some people got asbestos hands, and when they grab hot surfaces, they don't have any problems holding this. I used to work at a restaurant back in the day, and I used to have to grab meat fresh from the grill, and it didn't feel very fun at the time. So then you're gonna get a spoon and just remove a few spoons of the potato into your bowl. Don't try to dig too far down or you'll just cause a hole to form in your potato shell. I had a case of that where I got a little bit too greedy and I dug a little bit too far down to the bottom and got a little bit of hole, but it was on the outside, so it wasn't the end of the world. So learn from my mistakes. Don't do what I do, just do what I say. Just scoop a few on there and just leave it be. Once you got all the potatoes emptied out, mix all the ingredients together in the bowl. You want to mix all the ingredients until you got a nice blend and consistency. It really shouldn't take much effort to do if the potatoes are somewhat warm. If for whatever reason your potatoes are just not doing it and the cheese isn't melting or such, don't be too shy to go ahead and just pop that thing back into the microwave, or depending on how comfortable you are too as well. I guess you can throw that in the air fryer again too, but just throw it in the microwave. It won't take too long. You want everything melted together between the butter and the cheese, otherwise it's just not gonna feel right here. And plus, this is what we're gonna use for our filling in our potatoes, so it's really important to get this step right. Otherwise, your friends are gonna start looking at you when you dump in your potatoes, and they're gonna judge you. I'm not gonna judge you, but your friends may judge you, and that's it's not a fun place to be in. I gotta stop making judging jokes. Alright, so anyway, we're going to carefully put our mix inside of our potatoes, and when you do so, I want you to know, I tell you this from my heart, I want you to go ahead and grate some additional cheese on top of our fillings, because why not? The more cheese the better. It's going to make it look aesthetically pleasing, and everyone loves a bite of cheese when they go ahead and bite into these potatoes. So go ahead and do yourself a favor and grate some additional cheese on there. Now, don't judge me on this part. I did add parsley on top because I just wanted a fire thumbnail. It's not necessary, but if you're making it for your friends and family, why not? We want to impress them not only with their eyes and with their mouths too as well. I think that's the beauty of cooking. Half the battle is just making the food look aesthetically pleasing. If it looks good to the eye, it's gonna taste good to the stomach. As a person with a toddler, I can tell you it is very important that you make your food look aesthetically pleasing, because if they don't like what they see, it's a good chance they're not going to eat it. So I think that might even be where plating came from. It wasn't from kings and queens. It was trying to impress your toddler to eat these foods here. But anyway, so before we put the parsley on there, we're gonna go and put it back inside the oven at 350 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes. We really just need the cheese to melt on top, and we're done. You can finally enjoy this super duper potato that we just twice baked, and it's just gonna be good. I mean, the reactions are gonna be lovely. Some people like to dip it with extra ranch, but me, I just eat it with a spoon, and I eat the potato skin by itself. It tastes like a French fry to me. I don't know. But anyway, I appreciate everyone that took time to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to cooking for you again. If you liked what you see, please go ahead and just leave me a like and a comment. And of course, hit the subscription button so you can see the next episode when I put it up. So take care. Love y'all. Drink water. See you later.